Let me show you how easy it is to dynamically generate a list using an AI model and then displaying that list in a custom user interface in a user input block. So in this example, to show how this is done, I have a 30, 60, 90-day success plan for adopting new resolutions. So here we are at the end of 2025, and lots of people are thinking about what resolutions they will adopt in 2026. So as this example, I have this generate text block, which is being driven by Gemini 3 Flash to generate the 50 most common resolutions people make. And the way that this is structured, it needs to be structured as a specific JSON array format for the for MindStudio to recognize it in a user input block. Namely, notice how there's this key name called label. It has to be called label. Furthermore, you add a one-word descriptor of what this is, and then you more verbosely describe that in the prompt itself. So in this example here, I'm showing generate a JSON array of the 50 most common resolutions people make at the beginning of the year. Resolution is that placeholder, and the AI model recognizes that it will insert the resolution into that as the value for each label value. Now notice here I have this variable name called resolutions. Now let me come over here to this user input block. Here in this user input block, we use a text choice user input. Namely, you could specify finite or specific values like yes or no, but in this particular case, you remove the default values of yes or no. Come down here and in this dynamic source setting, you insert the variable name that is representing and storing the JSON array of all the values. So when this runs, when this agent runs, it will pull the values from this variable and display them. This is not a new feature in MindStudio. MindStudio has had this feature for quite some time. However, it is cool to use this feature in custom user interfaces. So let me show you how this would work. Let me open the published version. So now it is generating the 50 most common resolutions and then alphabetizing them and storing them in a JSON array. And then the following block, which is a user input block, will reference that JSON array. And here we have the 50 most common resolutions, at least at the time of this run. Now, you could use a different AI model. You can adjust the temperature, what have you, for different values. But what is cool about this is that you do not need to know what these values are. You don't even need to be an expert in any of this content. You can specify these values and it will generate them, and now you can reference them. And here I put them into a user interface that is using sort of a Apple iOS wheeler component where I call it like a spinner, where you can select whatever value that you want. And now let's say that I want to practice gratitude, which is always a great thing for everyone to do. Now, you can use that value. It recognizes that value in the subsequent blocks, just like it would in any other user input block. And now it has given me in another custom user interface, this time in a generate asset block. These are a 30, 60, 90-day plan to better adopt the habits of a new resolution. In this case, practicing gratitude. And here it's giving me the first 30 days, then 31 through 60, 61 through 90. So this is a great way for using dynamic data that you generate. You can generate any kind of data like this. Like here we have a list of resolutions. You could use different states in the United States. You can use countries in the world, what have you. And then when a user selects one, then it passes that on to the remainder of the value. So notice here, this is called select resolution. Here is that variable that I'm referencing, select resolution. That is the value that the person selected, in my case, practice more gratitude. And now I can use that. And now I have then a generate asset block to display it. So very easy to do. So I hope that you found this video helpful and informative. I will share with you the specific prompts I used to generate this user input block and this generate asset block. And furthermore, I will share in the comments of this post the remix link to this MindStudio agent, so then you can see it and study it for yourself and change it and adopt it for yourself as you want. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.